Hi guys, Jeff at Slavens Racing. Just want to show you a new product we're launching today. It's called the Slavens Mule High Velocity HV Lectron carburetor. Been working here for quite some time with Kevin at Lectron to develop this new product. I've been rather unhappy with the performance of the new KTM 250-300 17 models. They just don't have the low end of the 16 in previous years, and I'm up here at high elevation where low end torque and mid-range is very important. I mean, that's where you ride them most of the time up in the mountains, and we need that grunt. And these new bikes are just flat weak at the low end. In my opinion, they over carbureted this bike. Going to this 38 was not the best idea. So this new carb we have here, Kevin at Lectron's been doing endless amount of time of dyno work, day after day after day on the dyno, and then I've been out in the field doing the testing and giving them feedback and making suggestions, and the combined effort has turned out very well. This carburetor is a home run. So this one actually is just a prototype version. There's nothing special you can see in this video about it, but because most of it's on the other side of that slide, which I'm not going to show you because we don't want the other carburetor companies to know what we've got going on here. But it's got an improved venturi, so that's this area here, and that's what makes it a high velocity carburetor. It really speeds up the airflow through the carburetor and gives you that low end and mid-range torque that you're looking for. And I'm not talking about just a little improvement, I'm talking about a huge improvement. This thing is the grunt monster. So it's got the high velocity venturi, it's got a new venting system which will help during mud races or deep water crossings. It's going to have Allen screw hardware everywhere on the carburetor, float bowl, the top and the sides. And it is still a 38, so this thing on the dyno, it delivers the same torque at low RPMs as a 36 and the same top end horsepower as a 38. So, and there's several horsepower disparity between the low end and the top end performance on a 36 and a 38. So the 38 puts out about 2 more horsepower on the top end, but it's also 2 to 3 horsepower weak on the bottom end compared to a 36. So this carburetor has the low end performance of a 36, the top end performance of a 38. You got the best of both worlds. I mean, it just grunts on the low end and it rips on the top end. And it's a nice smooth power delivery. Kevin's also been working on profiles for the slide and the metering rod, and he's made lots of changes and improvements to this carburetor just for the 17s. Now if you've got a 16 or earlier, this doesn't really apply, but these 17s, 125, 150, 250, 300 all need this carburetor desperately. It gives a lot more low end and mid-range grunt to all 4 of those models. So other things you can expect are very big improvements to fuel mileage. I don't have any exact numbers to give you, but I'm going to say it's at least a 30% improvement to fuel mileage. Of course, that can depend on the application. You know, if you're stuck in first gear all day compared to if you're third, fourth, fifth gear all day long, that's a big difference in fuel mileage. But overall, this carburetor will give you a big improvement to fuel mileage, big improvement to low end torque and mid-range grunt. And I can now pull a taller gear in almost every situation with this. Stuff that I was going up before in first, now I'm going up in second. If I was going up in second, now I'm going up in third. This thing works. So if you're unhappy with the way your 17 is running, especially low end, this is for you. And if you've already bought a Lectron for your 17, you can send it in and we'll update it for $50 plus freight. So you can just send it directly to Lectron Tell them you want the Slavens Mule mod, and they'll hook it up. If you have any other questions, you can email me at info@slavensracing.com or give us a call, 719-475-2624. We'll be glad to help you with your Lectron questions. That's all for now.